Big up people, man. Waffle TV in the building. Your boy Abs and my man Onome. You know this show's coming back again Fridays, man. It's been a long time, man. Got to get the consistency back again, like your team and my team. But we're gonna get into that in a bit. I've got another guest here today.
Appreciate straight
Uh,
away.
no.
Appreciate.
My team is in the mud, bro. So it's not. I'm not even at 10. I'm just saying the
Big
consistency's
up,
got to
big
come
up.
back. But just introducing my guests, Sky Blue NJ,
Big up.
another
Happy
City
to be
fan.
here.
Big up your chest and all them things there. Let's just get into it, man. And viewers, if you don't like hearing man talk about ball and just you want to go banter and all that strippiness and cussing each other and crying, this ain't a show to watch. We're gonna talk some ball here properly. So smash the likes, big up your chest and all that. So let's start off, man. What's going on in the league this season, on man? Tell the people, man, what is going on at
You're
the
asking
moment?
me.
Well, I have to ask you, innit?
Um,
Generally,
I can speak for my team, obviously. Like, you know what? It's a tired season, as my name says. You know, I just when I'm watching City play, I just look deep down and I'm like, these guys are tired. And once you're tired, the injuries and the niggles come. Do you know what I mean? Your body feels like jelly. It feels, you're running, your hamstrings don't feel right. It just feels all, ugh, and the injuries can just come straight away. These guys have been going at it season upon season upon season for the last how many years? Do you understand? With a small squad, everybody plays. Nobody can complain that they're not playing games. Like even Rico Lewis's first season, he got like 10 Premier League starts or something. Do you know what I mean? In his first rookie season. This season, he's playing every game. So I just feel like we're very tired. You understand? Liverpool have had the couple of years off when they didn't qualify for Champions League, take it easy season. They've actually rebuilt their team, signed fresh players because their team were aging a lot more than our team, you know. So they've refreshed their team and they're good to go, you know. But we seem tired. However, that's not to say that I'm giving up or say we're not going to win the league or this and the other because these guys can still do what they normally do. There's still 20 something games to play, so I wouldn't get excited. But on other seasons, I wouldn't worry so much or care so much with 5 points behind Liverpool when there's 20 something games to play. But because of what I watch when I see how tired we are, I know there's still some mediocre performances coming, you know, because when the season starts like this early and you feel like there's still points to drop. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say we're going to win every game from now to the end of the season. No, there's still points to drop. Now it depends on who we drop those points against. We've got Liverpool in a couple of games, right? We lose to them psychologically is you know it's almost curtains if that makes sense, right? We've got two games against Liverpool. We turn up in those games and we do what we normally do, then we can have a chat again. But I just feel like we're very very tired. That's what I see.
NJ, chime in to what Onome said.
Yeah, I think he spoke about a point I forgot speaking on in the recent panels I've been on. I think us being tired is clearly evident in the game so far. We don't really hit top gears, and once we hit top gears, we're not capable of keeping the level up for the entirety of the game. So I think if we look at the Brighton and even the Sporting game, which we lost deservedly, the first half was decent in both games. Um, but then again, us being tired, we couldn't keep the intensity throughout the entire game. Um, Especially the fresh legs that came on against Brighton with Baleba, we end up losing those types of games. And on top of that, yeah, the injuries. We have loads of injuries. People aren't constantly fit, in and out of injuries. So I think then again, this international break is really the best thing that can happen to us. Something that Pep hates national breaks. He doesn't like them, but I think now he's really desperate for one, and I hope we can find, our rhythm again, and all the players can gain fitness, and then obviously the fixture against Spurs is going to be crucial. If we win that one, we can gain confidence, go to Anfield. Obviously, as of now, I don't see us winning at Anfield with the form Liverpool are in. But who knows? Pep is the manager I back to turn things around. Where 2 weeks there was no games in the Premier League, and he comes out, boom, statement win against Spurs, and then we go out to Anfield with chest, which is a very, very tough away game. But yeah, I think that's the turning point in the season, or breaking point in the season for us. So yeah.
Well,
Tired really sums it up.
but isn't this like the same with City every season? They have their little, I wouldn't say wobble, but the little, couple of games here and there, and then we know the story. After January, February, man's fit, man's cooking. De Bruyne 3 months. You just start doing your thing, as per usual. Because this guy here next to me, I remember. Do you know what? Who did we lose to? I think we lost to Bournemouth. This guy was ringing me. I was so angry, bro. Yeah, I couldn't even talk to him, bro. I was so vexed that day. Yeah, I was so vexed. But we get onto my team later. But are people just doing the same as they do every season, just writing off City? They're not the same City as last season. I know obviously Rodri's a massive factor. Him not being in the side, because obviously he's like, you've got the limbs and the heart. He's like the heart. And I know you guys can win games and do stuff without him, but for me, he's the heartbeat of that Man City team. And any team without their heartbeat is gonna suffer. I don't care if you're Man City. I don't care if you're Real Madrid. There's gonna be some impact on the team, whether it's a mental thing, or whether it's a leadership thing. That's going to clearly, be a factor. But do you think we're looking at City a bit too much and thinking, you know what, yeah, City, they're not going to do it this season? Or are you guys like secretly confident? Well, you know what, we're having our little blip now, but we know what's coming. We know the gladiators are coming. How do you guys look at it from that perspective?
Yeah, you can go first. You can go
No, go
first.
on. Let me hear you first. Go on.
Yeah,
First,
I think Abs, I know that most of you opponents and supporters of other opponents, other clubs, think that's this blip that we usually have, but there's a slight difference. Usually when we lost those games, it was like last season we lost to you guys, then we lost to Aston Villa, Newcastle. Those are all tough games, and those were games where we had like midweek we'd have another game, and this time around I feel like we're not even playing well. So the games we lost then weren't really due to us not performing, but now even the games before we lost these 4 games now on the bounce weren't great. So you're looking at the Fulham game, the Wolves game, even the Southampton game. We didn't beat teams in our dominant and old-fashioned, from like a couple of past seasons where we'd kill off games early. Teams would basically already be 1-0 down in the dressing room. But now teams kind of figured us out, and on top of that, we're like tired. I feel like maybe we're satisfied, could also be. And then you're looking at us playing bad but getting results, and now we're playing bad and also losing the games. So I think it's not that little blip like we usually have. I think it's those ordinary games we lose every time around October onto December. But then now onto that comes us being tired. Onto that comes majority of our players not being fit, and I think it's a bit worse, and I think it is kind of concerning. Yeah, I just think it's a serious issue, and I think it's not the normal City that will bounce back, taking into consideration that Pep is not has yet to extend his contract, and I think even that is something in the dressing room. You have uncertainties, and yeah, just doesn't look good as a whole.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's not the usual what we're used to. Before, I would be extremely confident to say, you know what, yeah, minor, right? But what I see from the players when I'm watching them in detail, I'm like, there's just something not right. I mean, I think there was like a couple of games ago or last game or something. I saw Kyle Walker try to sprint, and he I know he's injured. I know he's injured, but if you get on that pitch to say you are fit enough to play, there's just certain things that you should do that should be the norm. You know what I mean? It just didn't look right. You know, Carl didn't look right in terms of, well, there was one time he tried to sprint. I think it was against Semedo or someone, and it looks like he's lost a yard. In my opinion, it looks like he's lost a yard this season. Right? He's not the usual bullet gone. Just like even with England the other day, right? When he gets on his pace, you can literally see him go, but you're not seeing that. You're seeing a normal. You can see his legs basically. Do you know what I mean? You can see his leg. Before you can't see his legs. You just go zoom, right? So he's sharp before. It doesn't look as sharp. Could be, you know, he just come back from injury. Niggles, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Let's see him in about 2-3 games time. But for me, I just feel like the only thing that can kind of change us this season is the quality that we have in terms of KDB coming back fit, for example, that KDB Haaland connection. We could get that to be, you know, something that just creates us a chance, an opportunity, a one pass, one run, you know, those kind of moments. We can probably maybe live in moments this season as opposed to free flowing. Like even Phil Foden has come back this season and it's taken a while to settle back in this season. And this is what I mean about how City schedules their players, where these players are not used to playing 35, 40, 35. I've done this with you before, Abs, where I've gone into your team and I've gone, look at this. Bukayo, 35 games last season. Phil Foden, 22 starts. That's why Phil Foden is sharp all the time. We've done that. But last season, he played a lot of games. That's his first season where he's played loads of games. It's an adjustment.
Champions League.
Champions League, it's an adjustment. City plays so many games. I was so happy to see the back of the Carling Cup. I'm like, please don't get through. I can't, please don't get through, because these young players, I know that it's a contradiction where, okay, if we get through, the young players can get minutes and stuff, but the young players are going to get minutes in the normal games anyway. Look at Simpson Puzé, he started the last 2 games, so they're going to get minutes this season anyway because of injuries and stuff. And it's just so many games. And they've come from the back of last season where we played all the way to the end. These players went international. One of the biggest problems we have is pretty much every Man City player is a starter at international level.
Yeah.
So when they go to international level, they play 90 minutes there as well. They're not on the bench. Do you mean? A lot of them are not on the bench. A lot of them are starters when they go away as well. So it's like, where do they get the rest? They don't get the rest. So I was happy when a couple of them pulled out of this international. I'm like, please, like, pull out. I couldn't care less. They need these 2 weeks to just rest and get some players back fit. Like Akanji's carrying knocks. Nathan Ake just came back and been thrown in and stuff, and it's like, it's gonna get a setback. It's so much injuries, and these injuries are not normal injuries. The players you're not seeing these players fall down and say, ow, I got injured by a kick. They are reporting injured after the game is done. They're reporting injured from their bedroom to say, bruh, my hamstring is gone. I just tried to get out of my bed and my hamstring cramped up. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? I just tried to cook and my finger's gone. Like there's no injuries apart from Oscar Bob and Rodri that got injured during the game that we saw, Kevin De Bruyne. The rest of them is like, when did Diaz get injured? When did Akanji get calf strain? Do you know what I mean? So it's like these are tired injuries. They're not normal injuries. And this is what's killing. So I don't think it's the normal what you say, City's just doing what City does. I don't think so. When I watch them play,
I wasn't saying it flippant like that. I was just saying I was like being devil's advocate and asking that type of question. What I was gonna say though, and I said this before the season started, there's no way Premier League teams can have a Premier League campaign, go into the Euros, and there not be some kind of kickback this season. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they've literally gone and played 38 game Champions League, whatever. Then they've gone into the Euros, and some of these teams got to finals. England got to the finals. Spain got to the finals. And if Rodri got injured, was it the semi-final?
Yeah, he got injured before,
yeah.
Got taken off.
Yeah, so you can see that these players, a lot of these players have played a lot of minutes, man. Rodri was moaning about how many games he had to play and the new Champions League format and stuff. And
Club World Cup.
It's like no one was listening. No one was taking heed. And now
even Spain and England. How many players do we have in Spain and England? We had 4 players in England and 1 in Spain. That's 5 of our starting players that's gone to the final after playing a long season. That's 5 of our starting players. Do you know what I mean? This is what I mean about our internationals. They, you know what I mean? They're there. That's 5 of our starting 11. That's half the team that's gone all the way to the finals. And then after the finals finish, they had a couple of weeks rest, and they're back.
Rodri and Diaz, isn't it?
No, Diaz is Portuguese.
Still, he's
still playing.
Deep run as well, quarterfinals. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean though, like all the way to the final, and then when the final finished, I think 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, the season started. No, the same week, the next week. The next week. So the next week was what 2 weeks later was Community Shield.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, the first game or the first couple of games, Pep is like, they can come back when they feel like they can come back. You know, and you know when you tell players you can come back when you feel like you can come back, they'll come back the next week anyway, even though they're not ready. You know, exactly. It's one of those ones where it's like, come back when you want to feel. But someone like, oh, is the gaffer testing my professionalism? Like, can I really take 3 weeks off? Nah, he's trying to trick me. I'm going back next week. So you got players coming back, you know, too quick. It's a lot of that going on, and yeah, that's why you're not seeing the quality and the sprints and how we normally do. One thing I'm, you know, hoping that we can do is keep the ball. At least there's only one football on the pitch. If we can keep the ball, then you know, they can't have it. But it seems like teams are clocking on to, oh, we're gonna press high, let's run, and all these small teams that's had six weeks off and gone on holiday and done their normal stuff, coming back fresh, they just come in and just go, right, you know, we need to just run. And that's what they've been doing.
Can I just say something though? So, you know, you man set the bar in it for all the other teams, in the league, So, you know, there's going to be a time where if teams can see some form of weakness, or vulnerability, they're going to take advantage as much as they did. Same with Bournemouth, that when we went down to 10 men, they took advantage of us. They played excellent against you, man. You know, these men were balling against you, man. And even last season, they were unlucky to win that game against you lot at home, because they had all the chances, but they just didn't take their chances. Did you? I'm gonna just change the subject a little bit slightly. Did any of you guys see this coming from Liverpool and the new manager on Slot? Did you see this?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I told you about this. I always said Liverpool. I don't know why. The thing that you have with football people and football fans is they seem to think, oh yeah, that's a lot of points to make up next season. They finished 22 points behind. Bruh, it's a fresh season. Everybody starts from zero. What are you talking about? It's a lot of points to catch up. We're not starting on 90 points the next season. Everybody starts at zero. Liverpool is always been a scary team and always will be. They still got the same attacking line, right? They still got pretty much the same defense, right? It's the midfield that needed to reshuffle, right? And they reshuffled that well. Yes, I did see that coming from Liverpool. I did see that coming from Liverpool because they actually performed last season, and just faded off, towards the last bit of the season. Yes, I did see this coming from Liverpool.
Enjoy.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll hold my hand up and say I didn't. I just thought that the bond that they had with Klopp, in terms of him being 7 years there, they played great football. They pushed us literally up onto the final day twice. Played great football, won the Champions League, won the league by, was it like February? And then obviously got a bit unlucky on some other occasions. Some other campaigns came up a bit short, obviously referee decisions, whatever. So I didn't expect them to bounce back this quick. I had them definitely being in top 4. But when they started winning, I think they won their first 4 games before the Nottingham loss. I was like, nah, they're gonna start dropping points at some point. Then the Nottingham loss came, surprisingly at home. And I was like, yeah, now it's gonna go downhill. And ever since then, they still haven't lost another game. So that took me by surprise. Especially, I never knew anything about Arne Slot. I just knew that he was successful in the Dutch league. But then again, we had another successful manager in the Dutch league who's bald as well, and he didn't do that good. So yeah, I'm really surprised. I think he's even improved Liverpool in some sort of way. The way they play is more sustainable. But then again, I feel like it's only a couple of injuries needed for them to have couple of games where they lose, so we'll see how that goes. But I didn't expect them to be this high.
This is what I mean.
I do feel like what Klopp has done, like you mentioned, the 7 years and stuff. When a manager stays in the club for so long, and he changes the entire structure of the club, and the club has an identity. When the club tries to find a new manager, the interview doesn't go too far from what that manager represents. So Liverpool was not going to go from Klopp to hiring a Allardyce, for example. They will interview similar managers to what the structure of the club is already. So when he comes in, barring a tweak here and there, there is not a lot different from the players. The players are still the players. You know what I mean? It's still around football on a green pitch. Do you know what I mean? So it's not going to be that different to what they have. Like, obviously Pep is exceptional and stuff, but I would imagine, and obviously we're sitting here looking at all the best managers get signed up, and Alonso, we hearing he's going to go to Real Madrid and stuff, and we're thinking, oh God, who's next? But trust the owners to pull something out the bag to, when the next manager comes in, it's not going to be different to what we have here now already. Do you understand? We're not going to go from that to playing long balls now and just kicking up to Haaland. We're not gonna change that. So that's what Liverpool done. Liverpool haven't changed that much. They're still pretty much very, very similar to what they're doing. And he's just come in and he's just brought oil and he's just oiled the machine and just say, yep, carry on, mate, keep going, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think the structure of the club is already set for him. And they've interviewed him, seen his ideas and stuff, and go, okay, how would you? I don't know how these interviews go with manager, but how would you work with these players and stuff? Like Arsenal right now, for example. You've gone back to obviously prior to this season and stuff. Arteta has kind of brought back what Arsenal was before, the spirit and all that stuff, what Arsenal represented before, because again, the structure of the club, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, man. I don't even want to talk about Arsenal, but
we're gonna ask you questions. Don't worry about that. We're gonna grill you.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I've got answers for everything, bro. You know me already, bro. I ain't shameless. You know what I mean? I've got things, man. So let's segue into Arsenal anyway, because you know what, yeah, we've been chatting about City, and the only question I've got, I suppose, is if you get through the Tottenham and Liverpool game, like 6 points, I think we're gonna be having a different conversation in the next couple of weeks. Would you say that? Would you say so?
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
I
Yeah.
see us beating Spurs. I see us beating Spurs at home. I was worried for our form before, but then Spurs lost to Ipswich, and I'm like, okay, you're coming to our home. You just lost to Ipswich. We're good, right? The Liverpool one is the one I'm looking out for. That's the one I'm looking out for. But
Is at home or Anfield?
it's away. It's Anfield.
Anfield.
But trust these players to turn up, and
Yeah,
I think by the
definitely,
Liverpool game,
definitely.
we're gonna have a lot of bodies back as well.
Is a draw a good result or is that a bad result?
Yeah,
If
it's
you
a
get
good
draw,
result.
obviously.
In my opinion,
A draw is a great result. If we take 4 points out of them, we're good.
Yeah.
A draw is a good result. Because Liverpool, right now, if we get a draw against Liverpool, that is a shit result for them. Because right now we're there for the taking in everybody's eyes. So we go to Anfield and get a draw, they will be kicking themselves. They'll be like, why? This is the best time for them to obviously stamp their plant the flag and say this is us and take us right at Anfield as well. So we get a draw as a good result.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I also think, I think, I always back my club. I must admit though that I'm kind of pessimistic as of now. I feel like Spurs is the kind of team they'll lose to Ipswich and then give us a hard game.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't know.
We're lost for 2 years.
Exactly,
I'm backing them at home all day, every day.
Yeah,
You drew with them last season, bro. 4-4.
Yeah, I'm saying we ain't lost for 2 years. I'm backing my team all day, every day at home.
Cooper, that was a mad decision. But it's just we're in a bad position currently, and obviously I read into Twitter and see all these things, and then it says, Spurs just lost to Ipswich just to go and end City's 2-year invincible at the own ground. But if our team comes back after this international break, obviously there's still another week, and we win against Spurs, I think we're definitely not losing at Anfield. But if we lose, well, if we don't win,
I can't see us losing against Spurs. I'm sorry, I can't see us losing against Spurs.
Yeah,
I really can't. I can't see it.
Yeah, we probably won't lose, but I think it goes this way. So if we draw to Spurs or lose, we're losing at Anfield. If we draw or win, we're probably gonna draw as well as at Anfield. And if we have like a convincing win against Spurs, so if like there's a complete turnaround, the players will be there, because even there you see the Ruben Diaz's, doubt us if you want to. Everyone is talking about us. We are in
I love that speech. I love that speech.
If we pull off a statement, because I don't think Liverpool has been that great, and I think if we turn it up, then we can give them a hard game, and we've beaten Liverpool before at Anfield.
Once in the COVID season.
Yeah, in the COVID season. So if Nottingham,
that's the only time we've won at Anfield, pretty much.
You know, I'm getting vibes like of last season, that draw when you lot had a draw with them last season, and I'm getting that type of vibe, maybe a 2-2 or something like that.
I can't see this game being a draw. I think there's going to be a winner.
Serious?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't see it being a draw. I think the positions we're in now is because when it's been draws, is because both teams have been on point. Both teams are on form, right? Right now this season, I think Liverpool are looking at us and going, guys, they are hanging. They are there for the taking. And that's going to work one in two ways. Is either going to be they are hanging, they're there for the taking, and City actually turn up and actually beat them, or they are hanging and then they come and actually nail us and beat us. But I can't see a draw.
To be honest, when Liverpool came to the Emirates, they were there. They were there for the taking as well.
They were.
And sorry, I have to use excuses that, unfortunately, if Gabriel hadn't went off, I think we win that game. I think we win that game because our defense was makeshift. Kivior, young Skelly on the pitch. I think we'd have won that game, but you know what? It's if, buts, and maybes. It was a draw at the end of the day. So I do kind of see your side as well in terms of like, you know what, that game was an all or nothing game for me. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it decides the title, but I think it shows, man. You know what? We're City in it. Just remember your place in it. Do you know what I mean? If you go there and just do something, and even if you draw, Liverpool will be like, it's like when Arsenal come to the Emirates.
Yeah,
and we didn't get that win. Do you know what I mean? It still showed. It still showed. You know what? That we're City in it. Do you know what I mean? No matter what you do, do you know what I mean? We're still City. So let's segue onto my team now because I know you man got questions and I'm in the mud and you can smile or whatever, but I'll give you my honest answers.
Let me ask you
I'm not
a
going to give
question.
you the ATV answers. I'm just going to tell you straight how I'm feeling, bro.
Let me ask you a question. I feel like for me, from watching Arsenal and just hearing about it, the results, and so I'm just watching you guys play, I feel like Arteta has, so he's chased us for 2 seasons and he's not succeeded. And he's now confused as to what can I do? What should I do? Is defense the best form of winning a league, or is it attack, or is it midfield? Which one? And I think he's ended up the bag that he's picked out the answer from. He's picked out from defense and say, right, defense is the best way to win the league. So what I see now is like you guys are just very defensive and just waiting for that set piece. That's not going to win the league, in my opinion. I can't see how that wins the league. So you're now going to teams where Arsenal before were the next thing to Man City in terms of dominating, keeping the ball and all that stuff. Now you're going and you're defending and trying to hit teams on the counter. It's very confusing. Like it's at least with City, we know our identity. Beat us, drag us, whatever, we're still gonna pass that ball. But with you guys, it seems like you're adjusting to, oh, Aston Villa got good strikers, so we need to defend deep. Oh no, Norwich is you're playing against teams and you're playing against teams according to their strengths instead of just going, we are Arsenal, this is what we do, and this is what we're going to do to you. And let teams worry about you. But you're worried about teams. For me this season, from looking at it, you guys are worried about teams as opposed to teams worrying about you. Last season before, teams were worried about playing against Arsenal. But right now, you are worried about teams. What do you think?
Nah, do you know what? Arteta's put insecurity into our players once again, and this is why I don't rate this manager as highly as what other people rate him. Now, I go by you're only as good as your last game, innit? I don't go by look what we done 2 seasons ago. Look what we done last season. Well, the results still show that we didn't win the league last season. Yes, it went down to the last game, but it doesn't matter. In 5 years' time, when I'm chatting to my daughter, you know what I mean, and I'm by the beach and we're chatting, and yeah, we're not going to be saying, remember that season, yeah, when Arsenal came second. You know what I mean? My daughter's going to laugh at me and say, well, City won the league, didn't they? You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be that type of conversation. So a lot of people as well that on streams that I'm hearing about, they're talking about Arteta. They talk about Arteta like, you know, they still want him. You know, they still think he can change it around and stuff like that. Where my belief is, those 2 seasons would have taken a lot out of you. And if we get to the end of the season, because I remember Onone, me and you talking about this a lot, about players wanting to move on, because 3 seasons in a row, yeah. These players are human. They want accolades at the end of the season. They want to be with their children and their grandchildren saying, I won this, I won that. They don't want to be talking to their grandchildren saying, you know what, I came second to Man City, I didn't win a cup. You know what I mean? You can make as much money in the world, but footballers think a bit differently. Do you know what I mean? They see players like Foden, one of the most decorated players in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Still only 23, 24 years old. You know what I'm saying? And the way Saka gets heralded, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He gets blamed for not winning things. Do you know what I mean? It's not down to one player though. It's not just down to one player. What has Arteta done to bring in players to get the best out of Saka? Rather, what he's done is he's gone the other way around. He's put the onus on Saka. He's made Saka like the main man, but he's done it for like 3-4 years already. It's time to like give the shackles to someone else. Do you know what I'm saying? Bring him a Gyökeres. You know, bring him I don't know, someone else better than Martinelli on the other side. Yeah, just bring someone else in, that is going to be able to take the pressure off Saka as well, because you see already without Odegaard, how bitty this team is. How less of a
and you
team
saw
they
the chance, and you saw the chance you saw the cross for Martinelli's goal.
Yeah.
But I've been on your streams when I've heard you guys, people in your Arsenal stream go, Odegaard is rubbish, Odegaard is the. I'm like, listen, don't give Odegaard a trophy. He's not one of your own, you know. Don't give Odegaard a trophy. Well, I kept saying it. When De Bruyne is ready to retire, or when De Bruyne is ready to leave, we will take an Odegaard all day, every single day, and you watch what we do with him. Just watch. Just see the games that he missed. No creation. There's nothing created in the team, right? And then on top of that, you had Saka missing one of those games. I think it was Bournemouth, right? And it was like, this team is absolutely nothing without those two. You need at least one of them to function. Without two of them, that is not there. So I just feel like I keep saying to you, when are you going to let these players go when they don't win a trophy? Because I think this season is probably the season for them if they don't win a trophy. Because you know, Real Madrid comes for Saliba. I'm sorry, he's going.
That's what I was gonna say.
100%. 100%. These men are shameless. They'll let him go as well. They will let him go. And I this is the thing. I don't have enough investment in the players no more, because the problem is that I don't have investment in the manager. So unless the manager goes, then it's just like Groundhog Day, innit? It's just like, I told you guys, I don't rate this manager as highly as, I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He maybe is a good coach, but for me, not at my club. Maybe he can go somewhere else and do all his madness and changing up or whatever. I think he's lost confidence. I think my manager's lost confidence.
So you are like Arteta out. Is it clearly Arteta
I said from last season, I never really liked Arteta, to be honest, but I gave him a chance. But my thing this season was, if you don't win us any trophy, he's got to go. And even if he just wins a Carabao or something like that, he's still got to go. Not because of the longevity he's been at the club, but because of the things he's done. So
you've regressed in terms of like playing style, or
so you see last season for me, you can say that the teams like Chelsea dropped. Do you know what I mean? Because they had a new system, they had new players coming in and stuff like that. And the season before that, Man United had also dropped as well. Villa were the only team that were doing bits. So it's Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal the last 2 seasons, just going at it. Those 2 seasons, Arsenal needed to take advantage, and yes, we took advantage last season, but we didn't get over the line. And for me, and it's always going to be something that bothers me, is Arteta doesn't like coaching forwards. He doesn't like bringing in forwards. So, for example, Aubameyang, you know the type of character he was. He was one of
them. He won you guys Arteta's only trophy. So,
sorry,
he's the one that won you guys Arteta's.
Yeah, exactly. So he got rid of him, but he's not really brought in anyone. And you lot can talk to me about Havertz all day long. He might be this okay striker, but he's not Arsenal quality.
Yeah.
He's not Arsenal quality. You've got Haaland at City, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you've got, I wouldn't say Nunes is that great, but Nunes on his day, when he's ready, he can do something.
Mhm.
Jota,
He's a
you know,
presence.
Fuller.
Nunes is a presence up front, though. He's not just that.
Yeah,
He's a workaholic. He's a presence up front.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you know what I mean. You can see, you can see what he does when
Running
he's playing.
and they've got the runs. He's
He's
just
a
his finishing
nasty
just a
kind of
bit.
striker, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got
He
ability.
stretches teams for the space behind.
Mm,
Teams are worried
exactly.
about going in behind for his space, but Arsenal don't have that where teams are worried about them going in behind. Obviously,
Yeah.
you got that from the wing of Bukayo and Martinelli, but that's the wings. Do you understand? When you talk about strikers stretching defense and pushing the centre backs back, that's where the attacking midfielder can then get space. Odegaard will have a lot more space if he plays with Haaland, for example, because Haaland is just going to stretch teams. Teams are worried, going, "Oh, I need to be on my back foot here. I need to run back," and the space is in front of them.
Yeah, we haven't. You know what? We haven't got like Havertz hasn't got that type of pace to run in behind, and
Yeah.
he's easily to get caught. You know, he easily gets caught. He spends a lot of time fighting and dueling with other players. Same as Jesus as well. Jesus, he's not a number 9 for me. You know, if I was Arteta and I was at Man City coaching, you saw Jesus playing on the right wing, yeah? So what do? You bring him in as a number 9. Surely you've got to put him on the wing, yeah, and do his thing, or maybe be a backup to Saka. Now he's not, do you know what I mean, 100%. But no, what you want to do is you want to play him as a 9, or you want to play Havertz as a 9, which is it's nonsense, bro. And you're overplaying players like Saka. You're bringing in midfielders that are very similar. You haven't got, like, apart from Odegaard, the closest person to Odegaard is a 17-year-old called Nwaneri. If you guys
He's good, by the way. He's proper.
Another point. Let me make this point quickly before you chime in. When Odegaard was injured, why did Arteta not bring this guy in? I don't want to hear because he was 17 years. This is what I hear from people.
That's not reason.
Yeah,
He's
that's
17, he's young, he plays in the game. How are you going to build experience?
Exactly. You see, I think Abs is the same situation with Barcelona. Barcelona had that transfer ban, those issues. They played their kids and they've shown to be capable of playing. You've got Kabasi at centre back, 17, Lamine Yamal on the wing, 17. Now, fine, they are extraordinary talents, but I've seen clips of Nwaneri in the under 21s, in the under 20s national team against Germany and whatnot. And he's doing his stuff there. And even the little cameos he's had, he comes on, he goes on the half turn, he drives the ball.
Cup games as well, scored a couple of bangers in the cup games.
Exactly, in the cup games. And then that's what I don't like with Arteta, that he plays this coward football. Instead of keeping the same system and exchanging Odegaard for Nwaneri, he plays this flat 4-4-2, super defensive, Trossard and Havertz up top, which, in my opinion, at best, for a title-winning team should be squad players. Come in and out, fill in some minutes to rest others, but you're starting them, and that's why you lost. You had that bad run and form, losing 2 games, drawing once. And then again, I think Arteta might be a great coach, but managing wise, he isn't there, and that's also down probably to lack of experience. If you look at the likes of Nketiah going, Smith Rowe going, Reece Nelson going, sending Vieira out on loan, it's all fine because maybe they did not have the level for you to win a league. But then again, you've all sent these guys away, and now you've not brought in any new players. You've only brought in defensive midfielder upon defensive midfielder. You've got Rice, you've got Partey, who's shown to be available and fit now, but then you've brought in Marino, who is like similar profiles to these guys, and then Odegaard's the only attacking guy. Meanwhile, you would have had Vieira, you would have had Smith Rowe, who's shown now that once he gets his minutes, he can still perform. And all this creativity isn't there. And same for the wings. Nelson isn't there. Nketiah isn't there. Nketiah had great patches, even though it was like purple patch, but he knows how to find the back of the net, and you didn't get any replacement for these guys or better players. I feel like Sterling was like probably a signing, just an emergency signing. So it was like the last day where Maresca said, yeah, he's not planning with Sterling, and then you guys just thought, let's take him. But even now, again, Arteta's not playing him. You need goals, you bring on Zinchenko instead of him. So I feel like
the Waneri one is a myth to me. It's like, if he's good enough, he comes in, he trains with the first team, he's a pro now. If he's good enough, play him. From the cameos we've seen, from the cup games that he started and scored goals, from going to England under 21s and scoring goals, he should have been playing when Odegaard wasn't fit. At least he should have been getting a lot more minutes than he got. There was games when he didn't come on. There were games when he came on in the last 10 minutes or so when the team was struggling. Like, throw him in. This is how people get that breakthrough. Yeah. I remember a 17-year-old Rashford starting against City because their striker got injured. Plays that game, scores 2 goals. Everybody knows Rashford now. Do you know what I mean? Remember 17-year-old?
Yeah.
On Sky Sports, that's you just got to throw them in. If they're there training with you week in, week out, they are ready. Like we've thrown in Rico Lewis in.
Exactly.
And every time you watch him play now, you're starting to see that this actually makes sense. Even watching him for England, there was a time he came inside for England yesterday. He came inside, they played the ball over the top. His touch just took him forward. And I'm like, the more I watch him play, the more confident I get with him.
Yeah,
and the more confident he gets as well when he plays, because he's playing week in, week out. He now feels like I belong here. Like this season now, it's like
the manager trusts him.
Yeah, but there's a big difference with Rico Lewis. Yeah, Rico Lewis is literally he's grown up with them, man. Yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Waneri's grown up with you, man. Waneri made his debut when he was 16.
Yeah.
So he must have been in and around the first team. They must have known about him. He's 19 now.
But Lewis has played a lot of games, man. He's played a few games already. He's very experienced, Lewis, already at his age. He's a very
his same age as Waneri. He's 19. They're the same age. They are the same age. They're the same age. Waneri made his debut. He's the youngest ever Premier League player. He came on when he was 16. Now everybody said back then, oh, maybe Arteta was just trying to pull a fast one, or maybe he's just trying to get that record for Arsenal, blah, 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 blah. Well, fast forward a year later, 2 years later, we're still hearing this kid's name. And now we see him grown and everything. And we're like, oh, it makes sense why he came on at 16. Why has he not got more minutes now? They're the same age. He should have got more minutes now. Okay. Okay, then.
You don't trust
Curtis Jones for Liverpool. He was a young player once. Look at him now.
Calling.
Look at him. I saw him do the flip flop yesterday. I'm thinking, stop it, lad.
Exactly.
And then he used his left foot to chip the ball over the defense. I'm like, stop it. What are you doing for? And that's Curtis Jones. Like, do you know what I mean? He's not got that much experience or whatnot, but Liverpool play him. He's there. You got to play these players. Otherwise, you won't. Phil Foden once upon a time was a young player once too. They kept giving him games, and you got to unleash him at some point.
But this is what I'm saying about our manager. Is like, I'm not here to defend him. Yeah, and
Waneri is 17. Sorry, my bad. He's not 19. He's 17.
I don't know what he's thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because look at all the managers we've got out now. Yeah, a lot of these guys have been under Pep. So you've got Maresca, you've got Arteta. Who else? There's a few, isn't it? A few managers.
Only or like overall, because then it's Xabi Alonso as well.
So there's a lot of guys that have learned their
Amarin
as well.
From Pep.
Yeah.
No.
Pep disciple as well.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Okay. There's a few. There's a few.
Company.
Now, see, Company for me. I feel like the way I see the journey for Company, I feel like Company's going to end up at City. And I feel like he's gone to the right club now where he needs to win a couple of trophies. And then he obviously would command that CV that belongs to to City when when the time comes. So I see Pep. I don't have any. I'm not even worried about Pep not signing a new deal. I'm not even worried for a second. I think he's going to sign a new deal. I think he's going to get another extension. But when he does get this extension, this is the last one. This will be the last one.
Let me tell you a manager that people are sleeping on at the moment. I know he's young and stuff, yeah. The guy at Brighton, though.
Yeah, Fabian Hatzler. I've been following him. He was in second tier football in Germany, a team called St. Pauli. They've been promoted this season, and he played great football there. Even before that, he was in the under-21s, and before that, he weren't even a manager like that, like for a proper team. So he started at the under-21s in St. Pauli, moved to the first team, took them into the Bundesliga, and now the football they're playing. I mean, Brighton, they get great talents, get great managers. You've seen it with De Zerbi before that, even Graham Potter doing bits there. But the way they played against us, especially, I was surprised. So yeah, he's good, and I think the way they're playing.
He's got Welbeck. He's got Welbeck from the dead. I'm loving Welbeck. Welbeck is loving his football. I'm loving Welbeck, to be honest. I'm like, fair play, Welbeck. Free kicks as well. I say, you know what? Fair play to Welbeck, man. Like he's like fine wine, isn't he? He's getting older and nicer and nicer. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. But again, this is what shows you when a manager believes in you and puts confidence in you, because we can all kick ball. But when a manager believes in you and puts confidence in you, you feel like you can do anything. When has Welbeck ever taken a free kick? Like even Cole Palmer's free kick for Chelsea the other day when he put top beans, I'm thinking, this is the kid with confidence, and he's been told, you're taking it. So when he's in training and practicing these things, it's a different mindset when he's practicing them, because it's like it's mine, I'm taking it. So it's a different thing when a manager puts his arm around you and say, you're my guy. And that's what a lot of these managers are doing.
Yeah, and I just think Arteta's scared of doing it because there's this pressure. Obviously he has a lot of pressure. He's come close twice. Arsenal want him to win, and that's what I wanted to speak on. What Onone said, that first you had this way of playing the last 2 seasons, and now you're changing it around, adapting to teams. And I think that's a scared way of playing. Like if you're confident, you are the better team, you are superior, you play your way, and they have to adapt. They have to find a way to beat you guys. But now it's like you are always adapting to other teams, and that just brings imbalance to the team, and you can see it's not helping with the results either. Yeah,
it's true, man. Yeah, just
so again, my question to you, Abs, is this. I keep asking the same questions. If you don't win any trophies this season,
why are you asking me this question though? When I'm answering,
because I want to keep reminding the audience about these questions. So when it happens, they don't have to go too far back in the tape and roll the tape and say, we've been saying this.
Listen, I'll never stop a man, from winning trophies, bro. That's just ridiculous, bro. As I said, and I said it earlier, I'm not invested in the players as much as other people are. So you think players need to be held back because they were Highlanders and they have to stay at the club? Do you know what I'm saying? The club it's on the club. We left Highbury to win trophies, bro. Yeah. We went to the Emirates to win trophies, bro. And you know what? We don't even have a Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We've got FA Cups. 20 years. What, 4 or 5 FA Cups? It's not good enough. I ain't seen a trophy I ain't seen a Premier League in 21 years, bro. 21 years.
But this is my question, though.
Go to Anfield in 89. 89, when Liverpool were the best team in the world, and bop them off the park and win 2-0.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing, though. For 20 years, you haven't won the Premier League.
A major, yeah.
What? I get it. It came close the last couple of seasons, but my thing is, okay. Take for example, two seasons ago, that before you came close 2 seasons ago, why is there so much expectation still to win the league? You haven't won it for 21 years. Why is the expectation so high? And even to an extent, some fans feeling entitled to the Premier League. Like, why? And sacrificing and saying we got bigger fish to fry and sacrificing. Why? Why don't you?
Why
I
should,
don't.
hold on,
I don't get it.
okay,
It
I'm gonna
was
answer that
21
question.
years ago.
I'm gonna answer that question. Why shouldn't I feel entitled? Is my team not a big club? Is Arsenal not a big club?
There are
No,
loads
no,
of
no,
big clubs out there.
no. Answer the question. Answer the question. Is Arsenal not a
Yes,
big club?
of course you're a big
So
club.
if
Yes,
I've seen my team win titles before, why shouldn't I be entitled to see my club win
but that's
trophies?
21 years ago. That's a long
Exactly.
time.
It's
That's
a
a
long
lot.
time, but it's a long
21 years
time.
ago is a long
But
time.
I demand, this is my standards. I demand my club to
But
win
can you have
trophies.
those
This is
standards?
my standards. I have high
Exactly.
standards.
Can you have those standards for the Premier League? For the
So,
Premier League,
what do you mean?
like, can you have those standards for the Premier League? Like, it's 21 years ago. So take
Why
Liverpool
not?
for example.
Liverpool's
If
only
Liverpool
won
want
one
to,
trophy, one Premier League.
yes, they've won one trophy, but guess what? They've got several other trophies. They're staying in touch. Do you understand?
Okay, let me give you a little
They did
history.
a Carling Cup and the FA Cup the other season. They're
Let me
staying
give
in
you a
touch. They've got
history.
Champions Leagues here and there. They're winning whatever trophy City is not in. But you guys seem to be like, we want the big thing. We want the big
Exactly.
thing. Like,
Maybe start with the Carling Cup and
No.
then
We spoke specifically about the Premier League, yeah. So that's why I mentioned the Premier League. But let me give you a little history lesson, yeah. And a lot of people don't know this, yeah. There was once an FA Cup semi-final between Man United and Arsenal, yeah. Ryan Giggs scored a worldie that game, yeah. Can you remember? Bergkamp missed the penalty, yeah. I believe Man United then went on to win sweep up. I believe whoever won that game. If we won that game, I think we would have went on to sweep up as well, because we were a big boy team back then as well at the time. But this is what I'm saying, yeah. It's all about cycles. Man United done their thing, yeah. City are doing their thing now, yeah. We were supposed to peak 2 seasons ago, which hasn't happened now, because this is the thing as well, yeah. Third season, everyone's saying Arsenal should be winning the league in their first season, but I don't see where people got that expectation from, because as far as I'm concerned, City are always number one every season, yeah. Unless I've been told something else, City are always going to be number one, and the rest of the pack are chasing them. So the last 2 seasons, yes, we played some good football and we didn't get over the line, but I don't think that it's fair to say we're expected to win the league this season. But in saying that, I should still have high expectations of my team. But I just don't think we've got the right manager in charge. I just don't think we have. Let's see what AFC's got to say.
You know, it's difficult to argue that you don't have the right manager in charge. The reason why that's difficult is this: you're chasing City. You've come second to City the last 2 seasons. We have the best manager. So in order to beat us,
yeah, but
do you know what I mean? So it's hard to argue, because
you have the best man. Okay. So
second to the best.
Let me ask you something.
It's hard to argue you haven't got the best manager.
Let me ask you something then, yeah. Even the best managers lose. Last season, remember, we were in front of you, yeah. So that's not a best manager thing. That's a mentality thing, as far as I'm concerned. If I had like a Hansi Flick or someone like that, or another manager who has actually managed a club before. Remember, Arteta's not managed a club before. He was picking up loans at Man City. He's not managed before. So all of these things
was picking up goals. He wasn't picking up goals.
All of these things now, when he sees the best manager chasing him now, yeah, that's going to put doubt in his head. Where another manager is going to be like, let's focus on what we need to do. Arteta's already focusing on what City are doing. If you notice, everything his management tenure is based on what Pep does. Let me see what Pep's doing. Let me change up this. Let me do the tactics like Pep. That I'm saying. Pep is not immortal, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pep is a great manager. Pep is a great manager. But you telling me now, yeah, being 8 points in front of a team, yeah, and then you bottle it. that doesn't tell me you got a mentality, bro. That tells me that you're never gonna be ready. And I've got standards, bro. I've got standards. But anyway, we're gonna have to do this another weekend, another Friday, man, because boy, I'm tired now. And like I think we've gone a bit over, but thank you.
Nah, it's a good chat, man. It's a good chat.
Yeah,
It's definitely a good chat, man. It's definitely, and I think in the next 2 weeks as well, we'll probably have a little catch up as well, because you know, I mean, I want to see how our teams are doing in it. So we'll do a show or whatever, man. But
do some of the comments before you go though.
Oh yeah. Hey, there's a lot of comments in here that so there was a question. So AFC disagreed about players being tired. He goes, "You're missing Rodri, who is the super glue for the team. Man City have got more squad depth than Arsenal. Fact." Have they?
Yeah. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't have enough squad depth. That's a myth. That's what you guys think. We have literally 15, 16, 17 first team players and few youth team players to add to that. We've got 21 players. You guys have more squad depth than us. You just have quantity and not quality. We just have quality.
Exactly.
We are tired. Look at the players. We watch them every week. I see the tiredness. We are tired. Like, it's evident, very clear.
Same.
There was another one I started here. Do you believe FFP will have to be scrapped so that the clubs can invest in the squads, so that the players' health doesn't become an issue?
I don't know much about FFP per se, but I feel like the clubs are investing in the squads. You know, you're allowed 25 players. Do you understand? You got to balance your books and whatnot. I don't know how I mean, look at Chelsea, for example. They found a loophole. They're signing whoever they want to sign and mixing and matching players until they finally got it right. And I remember telling you at the beginning of the season, Abs, I said, watch out for Chelsea. These guys are cooking. Chelsea is at that beginning stage that every club that invests money is. They score goals. They get the shiny wristwatches and the gold wristwatches and so, which is the strikers, the forward line. So Chelsea will score goals. Chelsea will score a lot of teams. Can't defend for nothing. They can't. They haven't got a good goalkeeper, but they will score goals. Imagine if Chelsea had Courtois in goal right now.
Yeah.
The mistakes that Sanchez has made. Imagine if they had Courtois in goal.
Madness.
They'll be good.
They'll be up there.
You know, so Chelsea will score goals, and they're at that beginning stage now where they're like, you know, they're there. So there are ways for clubs to invest in players, and Chelsea are doing it. You know, they've sold all their players to Saudi Arabia and different places. They invest in squads. It's just like, you know, people are trying. You know, Arsenal seem to think that, our club is well run. You know, look at the books. I think Patrice Evra, I listened to him the other day. He was saying like, you keep saying, "Oh yeah, our club is well run, is well run." Who cares about well run? You want to win right now. Go and get a striker, get him to win the league for you a couple of times, and sell the fucker or whatever you want to do to balance your books. You know, like, who cares about? You want to win right now. There's no well run. Like, the well run is not for the fans, is it? You know, it's for the owners. They need to run their thing. The fans want to see trophies. The fans want to see their team win.
For real. Arsenal, the third biggest club in England, not Man City. That's why we demand success from our club, because me and Abs have seen Arsenal win 5 league titles. AFTV are the problem for our younger fan base. Do you know what? I totally agree with that. You know, AFTV kind of make us fans look like we're all the same and we all have the same opinions. Like, we don't have standards. Like, we're just happy to compete and stuff like that. And although AFTV, you know, have become very successful, you know, I do feel that they brought a lot of like the expectations from the fans down. So that's why people look at us and say we're the most delusional fans and stuff like that. Because you know what, we hype up our players too much. You know, we say we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we never do it. You know, and then when it all comes to fruition and, you know, we don't win anything year upon year, then, you know, people like me who are keeping it real always get the flack from obviously you guys, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I don't know what he says. Onome isn't the best manager I've seen. I think he's talking about
Pep. Assembled. Who's the best manager you've seen there, mate? If Pep's not the best manager you've
the
seen.
best manager over Pep was
Ferguson.
Assembled.
We can argue that. That's an argument. We can argue that.
Chelsea just need a defence. Once they get that right, they're going to be the team within 2 years. We will see about that. So, but on that note, yeah, big up the chat as well for joining us late tonight. It's been a good one. I know NJ looking like he needs a hot chocolate now. Man's done a back-to-back stream minute with me, innit?
Yeah,
I
but
put him through the test, innit? I put him through the test of old, like, players that played in the Premier League, like older guys.
I was shocked.
It was bad for a minute. Onome probably would have done well. Do you know what I mean? But NJ, look up Onome. Yeah, he used to be a bit of a ball.
Wait, NJ, where are you? Manchester?
No, I'm currently based in Germany. Yeah, so I've got German and.
Which part of Germany are you in?
South. Yeah.
South, yeah. Big up.
Yeah, we'll probably be in the UK from next year, March again. This semester only. Yeah, I'm doing uni here.
Which part of UK do you come to? Are you London?
East Midlands, Northampton.
Oh, Midlands, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear that. But big up, man.
I'll search up Onome. What's like your full name? One sec.
Onome Soji.
SOD.
I don't have any social media though.
Oh, okay. But
you see his Wikipedia though.
I don't have any social media.
You see his Wikipedia and stuff like that.
Can you like type your name in the private chat again so I like know the spelling? I only know.
I'll send it to you.
I'll send it.
Yeah, man. But listen, people. Yeah, we're gonna go now. Man's got to pay the bills and stuff, and Onome's got a busy day ahead. And I'm sure NJ's got nothing to do, man. But yeah, it's a pleasure for you guys coming on, and hopefully, I'm hoping to do this in another couple of weeks when you lot smash Tottenham, because I want to see you, man, smiling. That's what I want to see, you, man, smiling. But
yeah, we're gonna have a different conversation in a couple of weeks' time.
I need you, man, to do it. I need you, man, to do it, because I do not want to see Liverpool winning this title, bro.
See, but the thing is, if we actually deep it, for example, right? Arsenal got the loudest mouths. Yeah, Arsenal fans got the loudest mouths. So for me, go on.
You think? Let me tell you something. You see these Liverpool fans, yeah? You say Arsenal got the loudest voice. We got the biggest on social media, yes. But if these men win, you're gonna see Liverpool fans, yeah, from places you've never seen, bro. Media. Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, Jamie Carragher.
Oh, Jamie Carragher, yeah.
I can't be hearing none of that, man. I need you, man. Pep. Obviously, if Arsenal can't do it, Pep, I need you to do something for me. You, man, got to do something for me, please. And on that,
we got you, man. We got you. Like, the players have pulled out for international break. They're going to be rested now. I think we're going to see a fully fit De Bruyne after internationals now, because obviously he's already come back. So we're going to see a fully fit De Bruyne, and obviously a fully fit De Bruyne is a game changer.
It'll take a little bit of time to.
No, but he's already taken that little bit of time now. So now,
So he's
come on the last 3 games, and he's been training 2 weeks prior to that already. So he's been back for like a month. So with this international break, he's gonna be let loose after this. We're gonna see a better Phil Foden next bit now. Doku's gonna come back. Jack's gonna come back. We're gonna get a couple of them. Doku picked up a little niggle, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking I haven't seen him play.
Yeah, picked up a little niggle. So we're gonna see a few players back after the international break, and we're gonna look ourselves again. But Savinho it's illegal what he's doing. Did you see the nutmeg against Tottenham? It's illegal what he's doing, honestly.
A doggy. It was on a doggy.
On the doggy. Savinho, it's illegal what he's doing, honestly.
He's shooting a lot, though, isn't it? He wants to score, though. He wants to score goals because he's shooting a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. When that clicks, when his goal scoring, because he scores goals, when his goal scoring clicks, when he gets his rhythm and his bearings, when he adds that to his game. I like his first touch. Obviously, nobody touches like Mahrez. We know that.
Yeah.
But he's the next best thing to Mahrez, his touch.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question for you. I know we've spoken about this already on the way, but just answer the assemble for us, please.
See, okay, so this is the thing. I'm going to break it down. This is the thing with Cole Palmer, right? What you guys need to realize, right? When Cole Palmer was with us, he was a youth team player that is coming onto the first team, right? Now, there is a thing with that. A lot of the times, the club you break through pretty much almost never values you as where you go next, kind of thing. So when Cole Palmer was coming up, the position he's playing for Chelsea now, and Chelsea have kind of given him that position to say, we're building the team around you. Pep was never going to do that. Pep was never going to build the team around Cole Palmer. Pep was never going to say, right, as talented as he is, and Pep would have seen his talents and stuff, he was never going to build the team around Cole Palmer, because guess what? A couple of years back, Kevin De Bruyne was a couple of years younger. Phil Foden was still trying to get in that number 10 role, right? So it was never that kind of situation where Cole Palmer was going to be able to get that number 10 role for us because of the players we've got. You're talking about a City squad that has so many good players. Cole Palmer has gone to Chelsea, and Chelsea haven't got anybody at all. Chelsea were in that rebuilding stage. So when he's gone there now and he's shown like that, it's easy to now build the team around Cole Palmer. No, it wasn't a mistake to sell Cole Palmer to Chelsea. Absolutely not. Because we were selling a youth team player for £45 million. That was hella money for somebody that has played 6 Premier League games for us.
Really?
3 starts. I just said no. It's not. It wasn't a mistake. I just answered it. It's not a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. We sold him for £45 million. It wasn't a mistake. He's gone there and he's done absolutely well. Well done to him. But he's gone to a Chelsea team that has actually built the team around him and given him and said, "You're my guy." Again, it goes back to what we said about before when we say when a manager puts his arm around you and say, "You're my guy," you feel like you can fly. That's just what it is.
Sure.
Listen, you guys got any questions, man? Just put them in the comment section after the stream. We're gonna go now, yeah, because boy, we overrun and I'm tired, man. I need to sleep. Anyway, people, yeah, big up yourselves and respect. Peace.
Big up everyone. Peace.
Yes.